All right, so I'm getting ready to fire this thing up and go to Teal's place. Probably gonna start working on my stacks over there at his place. And last week I took this thing for a joyride, and it took a while to fire up because it was cold out, you know. And by the time I got it running, the battery voltage gauge was reading pretty low. It was down to 12 volts. You know, the gauge usually reads higher, around 14, 13. And I drove it for about 45 minutes, and the gauge just never came up. So when I got home, I checked the alternator output, and it was putting out 13 volts. And I took the battery box cover off and unhooked all my batteries. They all read like 12.56 or so. They were all pretty much the same. Some people were saying, since I just shut the truck off after that drive, they probably should have read a little higher, like 13. But I don't know. So I went ahead and hooked the batteries back up, fired the truck up. But after I hooked it all back up, the gauge was dead. It like didn't read anything. But the truck still started up and seemed to have power everywhere else. So I'm gonna go to Bruce's and investigate that. You know, if it's just the gauge or some kind of wire. Probably not gonna film a whole lot of it. I don't think Bruce really enjoys being on film either. I don't know, should I try to get some shots of how the exhaust is now? Got this weird K-shaped Y pipe there. A couple of hangers. By the way, that transmission output yoke there, it's still leaking fluid after we changed the seal and everything. So, I don't know if I need a new yoke or what. But, it'll be interesting replacing these elbows. You can't really find them, you know, where they have this bend in them. The new stacks, I'm hoping to just have the bottom of the stack about here, and then have the elbow go down and hopefully make up the rest of the gap with flex pipe. Kind of tight in there. It'll be interesting. I suppose we could push this tank forward if we needed to. But hopefully we don't. So, yeah. All right. See? Dead. Ooh. The gauge came up to 12, and then as soon as it dropped off, the truck died. I'm thinking something in my ignition here. Look, look. It normally reads higher up towards that 14. think it's something in my ignition. All right, you're looking at some exhaust stack brackets here. This guy looks to be original 1984. This one's homemade and bent and just not pretty. Since the exhaust stacks I'm putting on the truck are straight pipe, these will be pretty visible, so I had some new ones made based off of that one, and here they are. Craig Welding in Mentone, Indiana made them. They even painted them and put all the holes in them. Looks real good. So, it's just a little update on the truck.